So, this holiday season, you're going to be looking for a great wireless pair of headphones for your everyday needs. You might want them to listen to all of your favorite tunes at work, while doing laundry, at the gym, or possibly you want a new pair of headphones so that people won't talk to you and will finally stop bothering you. Whatever the case may be, this is your perfect holiday season Apple headphone buying guide. Each offering that Apple has its own distinct advantages and disadvantages. So if you're in the market for a new pair of headphones, wondering if upgrading your current pair to a newer version or simply giving these away as a gift to your brother, your sister, mother, father, significant other, or even a friend, sit tight, grab some snacks, go ahead and grab a drink because we'll go in depth and discuss the advantages of each pair and who I think each pair is really for. So are you ready? Let's do this! So Apple has historically released several iterations of headphones and they've slowly evolved over time into what we have today. If you're an audiophile, none of these offerings are really for you. The only one that comes close to pleasing audiophiles in my opinion is probably the Beats Studio 3s. Most of these are geared and marketed towards the masses, people who are compliant with great overall sound, but not out of this world audio. For that, you'll definitely want to pay a couple thousand or more for a pair of headphones if you fall in the small minority category of true professional level audio. The good thing, however, none of these offerings are bad at all, and if you think that one of these choices has poor audio, then you're most likely lying to yourself. I would consider these 5 picks the top dogs currently in the Apple lineup of headphones. In this video, we'll cover AirPods 2, AirPods Pro, PowerBeats Pro, Beats Solo Pro, and Beats Studio 3s. So without further ado, we'll begin with AirPods 2. So those that are keen on Apple products will know that AirPods, in a way, revolutionized how we listen to music. Apple certainly wasn't the first to create wireless headphones, but they perfected the game like no other. Upon their initial release, I was flabbergasted at just how seamless and easy it was to use these. It really felt at that point that I was part of history, that this was the moment when the mainstream started shifting away from pesky corded headphones and transcended into the world of truly wireless Bluetooth headphones. But they didn't come without their criticism. At launch, Twitter was plagued with memes on how silly the headphones looked. People mocked the design, but slowly, after a while, those memes shifted into roasting people on their financial well-being, which by the way, Twitter was totally wrong for that. It wasn't just Twitter though, the memes were all over the internet. You know, if you didn't have AirPods, by default, you a broke boy. Like, how does that even make sense? Anyway, AirPods officially released on December 13th and at first sold out insanely fast and was very hard to get your hands on a pair. Shortly after, and with the growing popularity of the buds, it only made sense for Apple to add some spice to them and gear up for a new generation. And in March of 2019, Apple did just that, but it wasn't the upgrade people were expecting. Visibly, the only difference was that now, the LED charging indicator light is now on the outside, but much of the hardware remained the same with no drastic changes. The other big feature with the AirPods 2 was now the optional inclusion of a wireless charging option, which, like the name suggests, enabled users to wirelessly charge their AirPods. Duh, this isn't rocket science. Aside from that, a few improvements to latency, hands-free Siri, and the inclusion of the H1 chip, which made pairing easier and overall allowed better stability for the AirPods as well as aid in better sound output on the buds. And let's discuss that. The driver found inside the AirPods 2 have been proven to be slightly larger by a few millimeters in diameter as compared to the corded buds you get with the purchase of every iPhone. Thus, one can only assume the audio quality would be better, and it is, just not leaps and bounds better. Most of you know how the corded earpods sound, so I'll use that as my basis for the AirPods comparison. They sound very similar, with the notable absence of the cord, which in and of itself is a great reason to purchase AirPods over the regular earpods. These don't feature any fancy features like active noise cancellation, so in loud environments like on a plane or in a subway, the external noise may cause some trouble for you. The charging case is extremely small and can fit just about anywhere. Really, the case is maybe 2 inches by 1.5 inches maybe. It's tiny, and the case itself can hold a whole 24-hour charge, while the AirPods hold about 5 hours of listening time per charge. Overall though, the cheapest offering of the big 5 starting at $159 for the version without wireless charging, or $199 for the version with wireless charging. They make a great gift for any Apple lover. I'd say the AirPods 2 are the ideal headphones for most people. Those who live a busy life, don't care all too much about bass or punchy vocals, and just want reliable cordless headphones to power them through their day. Maybe you consider yourself a person who is a little more fit than the average Joe, and also live a very busy lifestyle, moving from one place to another, always being on the go, and you just love to be accompanied by all of your favorite songs. If you feel this describes you, the AirPods Pro are probably for you. The AirPods Pro were just released a while back, out of nowhere too, with little to no warning. As a matter of fact, I read an article saying Apple is planning to crank up production of the AirPods Pro twofold, meaning double what they were already producing. And I don't blame them. I luckily have the privilege of having 5 choices of headphones, and lately, I've caught myself grabbing the AirPods Pro more and more. For one, the design is slightly modified with a smaller stem, and instead of the plastic one-size-fits-all approach, features removable rubber tips to accommodate different ear sizes. You have a medium on by default, or you can opt for the smaller or larger tips. This creates a much better seal for the sound and also features ANC, or active noise cancellation. Basically, in a nutshell, the AirPods Pro, with the help of the H1 chip, creates anti-noise waves to counteract against the ambient noise. It works surprisingly well. While on the treadmill at the gym, I always turn ANC on to better focus on my metal songs and to have a better, more consistent run without the regular gym noises being heard. The AirPods Pro also feature a nifty transparency mode for those times you actually want to or need to listen to your surroundings. It's so surreal and sometimes sounds even better than your own 2 ears, like it's so weird. Use transparency mode for those times you cross the street and don't want to get hit by a car. I imagine this will save many lives, so hey, shout out to Tim Apple and the boys at Apple headquarters. In terms of sound, because of the active noise cancellation, the music sounds way more immersive, and per my estimate, I would say is about 10 to 15% louder over regular AirPods. And again, that's likely due to the better suction on your ear canal, and also the ANC helps to reduce background noise. Even at full volume though, it's not going to burst your eardrum and isn't as loud as I would like it to be. That honor goes to one of the Beats offerings I'm about to go over. Still though, the sound quality is great with richer bass, well-balanced mids and highs, and amazing vocal clarity. The charging case by default is a wireless charging case. You don't get a choice here. The charging case is like the AirPods 2 case turned on its side and slightly longer. Still palmable and still super easy to carry around. The case once again holds more than a 24-hour charge, and the pods themselves clock in at a little less than AirPods 2, able to hold a 4.5-hour charge before you have to pop them back in for a quick recharge. The AirPods Pro also have an advantage over regular AirPods in that they are officially sweat and water resistant, not waterproof, having an IPX4 rating, which basically translates to being able to withstand your disgusting sweat from prolonged exercise or a light drizzle. But definitely do not jump into a pool with these. You'd really have to be some kind of stupid to do that. Come on now. But at $249 a pop, these are pretty pricey, but if active noise cancellation and the customizable tips are important for you, I say go for it. They won't disappoint. For my roid heads, I mean my gym rats, my athletes, my physically active people, does your life revolve around sports and athletics? Do you love rocking out or bumping to some Drake while you lift? Then the PowerBeats were specifically designed and tailored to your lifestyle. The PowerBeats Pro have an astonishing 9 hours of listening time on the PowerBeats themselves, while the charging case holds an additional 24 hours of juice. Speaking of the case though, it is quite bulky and is not compatible with Qi-enabled wireless chargers. It's not that big of a deal since you'll likely be throwing the case into your gym bag once you have them on, and that's the thing. These buds really aren't meant for the average Joe like AirPods 2. The case takes up way more space than you think in your pockets and is just kind of annoying to carry around without a bag or purse. The PowerBeats do come in your choice of 4 very awesome, very energetic colors, being black, moss, ivory, and navy. Just like the AirPods Pro, the H1 chip is also featured here and carries all the great features and advantages the H1 chip brings, like hands-free Siri activation and extremely easy pairing to your iOS devices. They are totally wireless, just like AirPods and AirPods Pro, so there is no cable connecting the buds to themselves like on previous PowerBeats generations. The design of the PowerBeats also sees a drastic departure from the AirPods design we have been accustomed to. They resemble AirPods Pro a bit more, with that in-ear design with the rubber tips, which does also feature customization to your preferred size, whether you have Dumbo ears like me or super tiny ears. The PowerBeats step it up a notch further as they have adjustable ear hooks for those occasions when you're running the 100-meter dash, maxing out out on deadlifts or going for a nice jog on the countryside. Sound-wise, they are very similar to AirPods Pro but do not support active noise cancellation, but achieve a similar effect with noise isolation thanks to the in-ear design. The volume doesn't get as loud as I'd like, again, but maybe I'm just deaf, but I do love my music very loud. However, the audio is very well balanced, and gone are the days when Beats was known for having terrible, muddy, overly extra bass. The bass is better on these than the AirPods Pro in my opinion, and sound-wise, I think are superior to AirPods Pro. Apple has done a tremendous job in shaping the Beats brand into a powerhouse when it comes to audio quality. The only downside is that they come in at $250, just like the AirPods Pro. I'd say pick up the PowerBeats Pros if your lifestyle demands the best battery life and the least interference to your workouts, thanks to that customizable hook design. I can't remember if the PowerBeats have an official IPX rating, but I do know they are sweat and water resistant, so rest assured, even running out in the rain shouldn't cause your buds any problems. We now move on to another offering by Beats, but this time, we stray away from a bud design and move over to a more traditional headphone design. You know, the ones that go over your head. The Beats Solo line is a timeless classic and has been a fan favorite from the start. Apple, just like many other tech companies, for some reason has this stupid fascination with the Pro moniker and decided to add it to the Solos as well, now dubbing them the Beats Solo Pros. The Beats Solo Pros come in a variety of really fun and energetic colors and now have a tweaked design over the previous Solo 3s. I'm speaking from personal experience here. The Solo Pros feel way more premium than the plasticky feel of the Solo 3s. As a matter of fact, a previous Solo 3 pair of mine snapped in half at the top portion that goes over your head. I do have a big head, but I am normally very meticulous with my tech gadgets, and we're never really rough with them. The design looks more modern and looks hella clean. The Beats Solo Pros are an on-ear style design, meaning they largely sit on top of your ear while you listen and don't fully wrap around completely around your ear to create that immersive all-around sound from over ears. Still, the drivers inside the Beats Solos are surprisingly good for their size. At $300, I think they offer a lot of versatility while also being a somewhat decent good deal, but definitely try to get them at a discounted price for the holiday season. Just like the AirPods Pro, they also feature the same ANC technology and transparency mode, using the several microphones around the headphones to counteract ambient noise or let it pass through. The Solo Pros do charge with a lightning cable instead of USB-C, which is a weird flex, but whatever. A cool thing about the Solo Pros is that they instantly turn off when you fold them in and wake them up when you fold them out, so there's no real need for a dedicated power button. However, you can turn them on manually by pressing the power button. The H1 chip is also present here and able to aid in battery management and giving us a whopping 22 hours of listening time with ANC mode on, or up to 40 hours with the transparency and ANC mode turned off. Sound-wise, they're great, but not the best. A big determining factor that directly correlates with this is the fact that they are an on-ear design. This lets in ambient noise a little more than over ears, since that suction against your head isn't fully there, but the ANC mode comes in clutch and kind of negates this fact. The on-ear design also means the speaker driver is typically smaller than over ears, but bass is present and is perfectly balanced. The volume does get louder than the buds and overall sounds great. Nothing too great, but nothing terrible either. Just an overall great choice if ANC matters to you, while also wanting a pair of headphones that is not too obtrusive, pretty lightweight, and with excellent battery life. I say these are leagues better for the gym since they are much lighter than the studios, which, speaking of, our last of the big five, the Beats Studio 3s. Now the Studio 3s are most likely going to get the same treatment the Solos got. We may see Beats Studio Pros around the horizon pretty soon, but as it stands today, the Studios come in at $349, the most expensive of these offerings, but I think the price is slightly justified. Still slightly overpriced, I agree, but has enough great attributes to them to offset that price tag. For one, these studios were one of the first to get pure ANC, and when I first got my hands on a pair of Studio 3s and heard music with ANC on, I was blown away. As mentioned, the studios have an over-ear design, meaning they literally wrap all the way around your ears and are pressing up against your head. This, coupled with ANC, makes for an insane combination to deliver the best possible audio. Because of the over-ear style, audio interference with ambient noises around you is very minimal. The vast majority of the sound is confined and trapped in your ear, and with superb audio to boot, This makes the best offering for those needing the absolute best audio Apple has to offer. In fact, the Studios are the headphones I use while editing all my videos to make sure I edit out all the annoying breaths I have to take, and to always catch extra sounds around me to make sure you guys enjoy a video with great audio quality. The drivers inside are much bigger than the ones in the Solo Pros, delivering even more powerful bass that catches you sideways half the time. Bass-heavy hip-hop songs sound fantastic on these. My only complaint is that you do look kinda silly with these on in public or especially at the gym. They're not massive, but makes me feel like I'm about to DJ or hop on Logic Pro to edit some tunes rather than to work out. Still though, the design is great and comes in many different color choices or patterns. I forgot to mention that with the PowerBeats, the Solo Pros, and Studio 3s, the Beats logo on the right also serves as a remote control. Press once to answer calls or play or pause, double press to skip forward, and triple press to go back. The Studio 3s do charge via USB-C as compared to the Solo Pros, so maybe that is of importance to you. Maybe not. Of the big five, these have the loudest audio, the clearest audio, and are so well balanced that you'd be blown away at how good music sounds with these on. But for $349, you're treading dangerously close to other offerings by competitors like Bose with vastly superior audio quality. With the same great 22 hours of battery with ANC or 40 hours without ANC, the Beats Studio 3 should get you through all of your demanding tasks. For anyone needing the best audio clarity, the loudest sound, all the fancy features like ANC, and a great battery life, these are the ones for you. Just do keep in mind the bulkier design and the bigger price tag that does accompany the Beats Studio 3s. Guys, a lot of time and research went into this video, and it is simply because I know so many of my friends are interested in upping their audio game come this holiday season. I want you all to make the right choice and not have buyer's remorse. Being stuck with headphones that ultimately don't fit your lifestyle sucks. Share this video to save a life. Fellas, drop a mad hint and send this to your girlfriend so she knows what's up. Kids, share this with your parents and tell them which are the best for you if you are on the fence about one or the other. But to summarize, AirPods 2 are typically for the average consumer, people who just want reliability, portability, and good audio quality. AirPods Pro are for those who still want the same portability, but a beefier sound as compared to the AirPods 2 and really dig the customizable tips and ANC. PowerBeats Pros hands down are for all my athletes needing their buds to stay securely fastened with the customizable hooks and tips while offering insane battery and sweat and water resistance. The Beats Solo Pros are some of the best on-ears I've tried on and overall are pretty versatile. These are for those needing a little bit of everything. Great battery, great audio with richer bass, ANC, and overall lighter design than the Studios. And lastly, the Studio 3s are the Mac Daddy of the Apple offerings. ANC, tremendous sound quality, over-ear design to lock in that sound, great battery and USB-C, but being the priciest and bulkiest of the bunch. Well guys, if this video helped in any way, please drop a like and comment letting me know which ones you ended up getting. That's it from me, but I can't wait to catch you guys in my next video.